Hello and welcome to Smart Agriculture. I am Vivian Fernandez here in Gulbarga in Karnataka, one of the major pigeon pea or arar producing districts of India. Pulses are an essential accompaniment in every Indian meal. As incomes increase, people tend to eat less of energy-giving cereals and more of protein-rich pulses, though per person availability has declined since the 1950s. In recent years, despite best ever production, imports have been increasing.
No Indian meal is complete without dal, and no other people consume as many varieties as Indians do. Their high prices make homemakers anxious and governments nervous. Pigeon pea has touched levels never seen before. Over the past 10 years, wholesale prices of pulses have more than doubled or tripled. That of mung bean rising the most, followed by black gram, lentil, chickpea and pigeon pea. The averages conceal stark volatility. Retail prices are stinging.
बहुत फर्क पड़ा है। पहले हमारे घरों में दोनों शाम दालें बनती थी, लेकिन अब एक शाम दाल बनती है, वो भी पतली बनती है, क्योंकि महंगाई बहुत हो गई है। दाम इसके करीब करीब डबल के करीब हो गए हैं और आम जनता तो इसे नहीं खा पा रही है। हम मिडिल क्लास फैमिली हैं, इसलिए एक बार भी खा ले रहे हैं।
अभी ऐसे तो पल्सेस के जो रेट्स हैं वो डे बाय डे इंक्रीज ही हो रहे हैं, चाहे वो 2 रुपये या 4 रुपये ही हो, बट कि वी एक्सपेक्ट कि अगर दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट अगर इस चीज़ को थोड़ा सा कंट्रोल करे इस चीज़ के लिए, तो इट विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर ऑल ऑफ अस, क्योंकि हम लोगों को किचन के अंदर इस चीज़ को वो संभालना थोड़ा सा प्लस माइनस करना ही पड़ता है हर चीज़ के अंदर। अगर एक बार में दाल अगर 2 बार बच्चे खाना पसंद करते हैं तो उसको हमें एक बार भी रिड्यूस करना पड़ता है।
तेजी का कारण ये है कि जब कुछ मार्केटों में सट्टा हो रहा है, कुछ माल कम है, इस वजह से 2-2 हज़ार रुपये तो अरहर की दाल में बढ़ गए, 1000 रुपये उड़दों में बढ़ गए। गरीब आदमी खाए तो खाए क्या, तो कटोरियों से दाल गायब हो गई। मार्केट में घाक नहीं है, गवर्नमेंट सुन नहीं रही है कि थोड़ा बहुत गवर्नमेंट को भी एक्शन लेना चाहिए, और ये और भी जो है गरीब आदमी बिल्कुल लाचार हो गया है।
जैसे हमारी दुकान पे काबली चना 5500 रुपये है, बढ़िया क्वालिटी 5500 है, ये नियर अबाउट 80 रुपये किलो, 75 रुपये किलो मार्केट में बिकता है। राजमा हमारी दुकान पे यहाँ 62-63 रुपये है, मार्केट होलसेल मार्केट 62-63 है, बढ़िया से बढ़िया राजमा, वो 80-90 से कम कहीं नहीं बिकता रिटेल में।
दलहन की तेजी का मुख्य कारण हमारी सरकारों का कृषि क्षेत्र को उपेक्षित दृष्टि से देखना। आज मैं समझता हूँ, मेरी अपनी निजी सोच ये है कि देश में औद्योगिकरण को बढ़ावा ना देकर सरकार का विशेष ध्यान कृषि की तरफ होना चाहिए।
Production of pulses has risen handsomely in recent years. In 2013-14, it reached a high of 19 million tons, about 9 million tons more in 2000-2001. Though production has increased by 3/4 since then, it has been unable to keep pace with demand. Availability per person has declined to 42 grams per day.
As a matter of fact, our domestic production is less than what we require to consume in our own, the market. And it so happened that while the cereals, they picked up and their productivity increased, pulses we did not show the same kind of pace, in the productivity increase. That is why our production is less than our current requirement.
The quantity imported has more than doubled over the past 10 years. It has gone past the 3 million ton mark. This is 16% of domestic production. Pulses are the second largest item of food imports after cooking oil and accounts for 10% of the country's total agricultural import bill. Because of the high Indian demand, import prices have also more than doubled during this period.
We all need to work together, be it the Agriculture Extension Department or the Department of Agriculture itself, the state agriculture universities, and even the ICR and the National Food Security Mission. All of them need to work together. What is happening is there are all these efforts going on, but these are all uncoordinated and haphazard. If only we can put all these things together, if all these things can come together, we can definitely do wonders, because the money is being spent, but money is not being spent in a coordinated manner, and efforts are sort of disjointed.
India is the largest producer of pulses in the world with a quarter of the global share. It has a pole position in certain crops. In chickpea or chana, which is the most consumed pulse in the country, India's share is 67%. In pigeon pea, which is the second most consumed, it is 64%. The annual growth rate of pulses worldwide lagged that of rice and wheat for 40 years till 2001. There has been a reversal since then. Area under pulses in India has remained flat at around 25 million hectares for the past 25 years. The increase in production has been due to a modest rise in yield. Erratic weather has been a factor in discouraging farmers.
लोग बाग परेशान होकर खेती कम कर दी है। पहले 2-2 हेक्टेयर 1 एकड़ कोई कितनी बोता था, अब वो बो रहे हैं 10 भी हुआ 5 भी हुआ, सिर्फ अपना खर्च चलाने के लिए, अपनी दाल के लिए।
Farmers like Udaybir Singh of Kanpur do not have the confidence to grow traditional long-duration pigeon pea. Singh is well versed with the agronomy of the crop. He has picked up quite a lot from scientists at Kanpur's Pulses Research Institute. Pigeon pea is low cost and low maintenance, requiring just 1 or 2 irrigations. Yet, Singh has decided that a crop of 9 months is just too much exposure to risky weather.
इस वर्ष उत्पादन यहाँ ना के बराबर मान के चलिए, जो उत्पादन यहाँ होना चाहिए 25 कुंटल हेक्टेयर पर, तो वहाँ मात्र हेक्टेयर पर 1 कुंटल निकल रहा है।
But pigeon pea prices have been tempting enough for some farmers to place hope above experience. The Met Department's prediction of scanty rainfall this season has encouraged them to plant it, as pigeon pea thrives with little moisture in dry weather.
नहीं, अरहर सोच के सर इसलिए किए कि ये असिंचित ज़मीन थी और इससे उत्पादन भी हम अपना कर लेते हैं सर। अरहर का जो है मिनिमम जो उत्पादन है वो हम अच्छी तरह से कर लेते हैं। इतना हम लोग अरहर और चने और मूंग में ट्रेंड हो चुके हैं कि मौसम को एक बार भी कर लेते हैं। अरहर में सर 3 बार फूल आता है, तो 1 बार नहीं लगेगा, 2 बार नहीं लगेगा, मगर तिबारा हम लोग उसको उत्पादित कर लेते हैं दवा डाल के, या डॉक्टर एस के सिंह द्वारा जो है सही समय पे सही सलाह दे करके कौन सी दवा कितने समय पड़नी है उसको जो है वो ट्रीटेड कराते रहते हैं। बराबर वहाँ से डॉक्टर भेजते रहते हैं, वो अपना निरीक्षण करते रहते हैं, हम लोगों को बराबर बताते रहते हैं। तो इसलिए हम लोग सर अरहर में दलहन में थोड़ा ज़्यादा परिपक्व हो गए, इसलिए कि हम लोग 2006 से कर रहे हैं सर।
Preparations for sowing were in full swing in the Gulbarg area as well. The local research institute had exhausted its stock of seeds and would have borne the brunt of farmers' anger if delayed rains had not curbed their enthusiasm for the crop in parts of the district. The temperamental weather had been quite generous in other parts, enabling Vittal Chavan to sow all 16 acres with a variety of pulses. The crop was a foot high when we visited him.
एक बार 5,000 होता कर को रुका है, बाद में वही 4,000 को भी क्या बाद में वैसा तो होता साहब, उसमें क्या नहीं।
Though farmers are allured by the promissory note of handsome gains, they are seldom able to encash it. Smallholders usually borrow on the security of their produce, which they are compelled to sell as soon as they harvest, when prices are at their lowest. A boom-bust cycle prevails which explains price volatility. Even the government open market purchases to stabilize prices do not help smallholders.
The farmers are with the commission agents, in the grip of the commission agents, because they take whole year some money from them, and these commission agents will never allow them to go to these government procurement cells. And even if they go to the government procurement cells, they have got a lot of 3 or 4 documents to be brought, and with these documents, and it becomes difficult for them to get it at that stage, because they want money. So earlier is better, so they sell it. That's why I think the policy maker should see to it that somehow the farmers should get benefit.
Often the policies of the government aggravate the plight of smallholders. Since it does not procure pulses, minimum support prices do not mean much. States like Madhya Pradesh give an additional bonus for wheat procured, which shifts land away from competing chickpea or chana. Imports to relieve shortage have persisted long after their expiry date, causing prices to collapse. Even the subsidy scheme works against pulses because the prices of potassium and phosphate, which they need, are market-based, while those of urea or nitrogen, which they do not need, are subsidized.
जो ग्रो कर रहे हैं पल्सेस, दे शुड बी गिवन सम काइंड ऑफ इंसेंटिव मे बी पर यूनिट एरिया। और जनरल हम पल्सेस में कहते हैं कि 50 to 60 किलोग्राम पर हेक्टेयर नाइट्रोजन फिक्स करते हैं। अगर उसको भी हम अकाउंट फॉर कर दें, या सॉइल फर्टिलिटी इंप्रूव कर रहा है, सॉइल टेक्सचर इंप्रूव हो रहा है, सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्शन के लिए, राइस व्हीट के सस्टेनेबल प्रोडक्शन के लिए पल्सेस का ज़रूरत है। तो अगर ये सबका जो उसके बेनिफिट्स हैं, इनको भी अगर हम अकाउंट फॉर करें, तो नेचुरली जो पल्सेस का जो प्राइस है, मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस, वो भी अच्छा होना चाहिए। और गवर्नमेंट को चाहिए कि किसी न किसी रूप में जो फार्मर्स को इनकरेज करे बाई वे ऑफ मे बी प्रोक्योरमेंट और मे बी दी other sources like subsidy.
Storage is also an issue that works against small farmers. Processed dals keep well, but insects tend to get attracted to whole pulses. This is a major worry with monsoon crops which cannot be easily dried. Just as the government has incentivized cold storages for potatoes, it needs to craft a policy to encourage the creation of godowns for pulses.
We slip into a break. When we return, a snacking view of the issues facing the principal pulses crops. Stay with us. You're watching Smart Agriculture. Welcome back to Smart Agriculture. Pulses are not alike, they have the unique character and flavor. So what is the status of the principal ones with regard to productivity, climate resilience and resistance to diseases and pests?
There has been impressive growth in the area, production and productivity of chickpea or chana. Production in 2013-14 was the highest ever, and area came close to the peak of 1959 to 60. This is a crop that is not sensitive to heat or light, hence the loss of 4 million hectares in cool North India has been made up in warm central and southern India. The development of short duration varieties that can tolerate drought and heat has helped. There is a need to create varieties that combine both the traits. Large-seeded Kabuli chana has been developed and small quantities are being exported. A machine harvestable variety should persuade those who are deterred by the high labor cost of harvesting.
Harvesting was tedious. Now we are in these research stations, we have developed one variety, that is GBM2, which is tall, sufficiently it is tall, about 2 feet height, and upper part of the 1 feet is productive, and below that there is a non-productive part. There we can go for mechanized harvesting. Hence the lot of farmers can save two things. One thing, whatever he used to loss due to the harvest, around 20% estimated to the 20% will be saved, as well as labor cost of the labor is around that also 20%. So around 40% is the savings are going on in chickpea.
Pigeon pea is the second most consumed dal in India. Productivity has stagnated at around 700 kg per hectare for many decades because farmers in northwest India are shunning the high yielding but long duration 9-month variety. Short duration ones are not very productive. Hyderabad's Ikrisat has now developed a hybrid, the first for a pulse crop, but seed multiplication is an issue. Hybrid pigeon pea yields 2,500 to 3,000 kilograms per hectare. Opinion is divided on whether these yields can be achieved in farmers' fields, but Ikrisat contests the skepticism.
These hybrids have been tested under varied conditions in shallow black soils, medium black soils, and even deep black soils. And the advantage of hybrids over varieties has been reasonably consistent. See, in very dry areas, we may get slightly lower advantage, maybe 30%, but if the soils are better, maybe we may get 45 to 50% more. But one of the best things that we found in the hybrids is its drought tolerance. Because they grow fast, they put root system very deep, and they can get water from the lower levels. So they are more drought tolerant than a normal variety.
Mung bean is an easily digestible pulse of which over 1 million tons is produced in about 3 million hectares. The development of short duration varieties maturing in about 60 days has made it an opportunistic crop that can fit into the rice cycle of eastern India or the rice wheat pattern of central and northwest India.
We are advising farmers, in Punjab, Haryana, Western Uttar Pradesh, seat of green revolution, where the productivity of wheat and rice is very high, that at least one crop you grow as a legume, just for sustainability of the system. And in recent years, a lot of area has come in mung bean. Once, the summer rice is stopped, now mung bean has come in a big way. And I see in last 4-5 years, area in summer in mung bean has been just doubled.
Production of pigeon pea and chickpea can increase by 40% according to some estimates if losses caused by a pest called the pod borer are eliminated. Genetically modified Bt technology employed against the bollworm with good results in cotton can be used in chickpea and pigeon pea as well, and research institutes in India are engaged in it.
The major problem that still remains is the pod borer, which is a major problem, and that is where I think we don't have good available resistance in the local varieties. So we have to depend on genetic modification. This is where Bt chickpea or Bt pigeon pea are going to be of help, but scientists are constrained because we cannot go to field level trials because there is a moratorium on these. But if that can happen, that will be the biggest revolution that can happen in both chickpea and pigeon pea if we can get good Bt chickpea and Bt pigeon pea, which can reduce the damage by pod borers.
The production of seeds needs greater attention from the public sector. Private companies are little interested in the production of seeds for pulses crops, as farmers can reproduce them on their own. The seed replacement ratio varies with states and crops. In Andhra, it is as high as 70% for chickpea. The ideal is about 25%. The Indian Institute of Pulses Research claims it has played its part by producing enough breeder seeds. The hitch is in multiplying them in enough quantities to meet farmers' demand.
जो हम लोगों ने ब्रीडर सीड प्रोडक्शन है वो बहुत अच्छा हुआ है। 15,000 टन क्विंटल तक हम लोगों ने ब्रीडर सीड प्रोडक्शन अचीव किया है पल्सेस का, एंड दैट इज़ सफिशिएंट फॉर पल्सेस प्रोडक्शन इन इंडिया। जो हमारा 25-24 मिलियन हेक्टेयर एरिया है उसके लिए ये सफिशिएंट है। बट दिक्कत आती है कि इसका जो सब्सिक्वेंट कन्वर्जन है, जो फाउंडेशन सीड है, सर्टिफाइड सीड है, जिसको हम क्वालिटी सीड कहते हैं, फार्मर्स के पास जाता है कमर्शियल सीड, वो नहीं बन रहा है। तो जो कन्वर्जन है उसका नहीं हो रहा है। अगर प्रॉपर कन्वर्जन हो तो क्वालिटी सीड फार्मर्स को डोर स्टेप्स में मिलने लगे।
Seeds fetch a higher price than unprocessed dals, but require producers to be diligent. Seed companies engage groups of farmers, but if quality parameters are not met, the lot is rejected and the entire group suffers.
नहीं, मेहनत तो कुछ नहीं, लेकिन वो तकनीकी से करते नहीं हैं। जब बीज वहाँ जाता है तो फेल हो जाता है, तो जाने या न जाने से कोई फ़र्क नहीं। उधर से फिर लाओ तो भाड़े भी डबल लग जाएं और बीज जाए ना, फिर बाज़ार में बेचो आके, इसलिए वहाँ से सब लोग कट रहे हैं।
And that is all we have in this episode on Pulses. We'll be back with another final wrap-up episode. Till then, goodbye, take care.